Hi, today we are talking about dispatchers and drivers. There has been a lot of arguments and talk about dispatchers versus drivers and vice versa, but in this video I want to talk about that a little bit. Usually when I talk to drivers, then they will complain about dispatchers, and when I talk to dispatchers, they will complain about drivers. And both of these sides have valid points, but sometimes they don't. I have been on both sides. I had been driving for about 10 years, and I have been on this side for about 7 years in dispatch, and most of the time was owning my own company, but also dispatching because it's a small company right now. I own a small company, small trucking company with 4 semi-trucks. What's the problem? The problem is that dispatchers usually don't know how it is to drive a truck or be away from home or deal with all the things that truck drivers have to deal with. There are some dispatchers that have been driving and they know what it is, and that's including me, but there are not many drivers who have been in dispatch. There are some, but usually it's the other way around. But still, most truck dispatchers have not been in a truck. Some of them don't even know what a truck looks like, like they don't even know the parts of the truck. They know truck and trailer, that's all they know. I think if a dispatcher does not know basic things about a truck, about weight, about how dangerous it is, how big it is, like the way they load the trailer, then that person should not be in the dispatch. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, I'm saying they should be trained. Before they start dispatching, someone should take them to a truck and tell them, okay, here is the truck, this is what it looks like inside, this is how they load the truck, these are the wheels, this is how it moves, this is how it parks. And maybe they can even go with the driver and deliver a load locally. They can just sit on the side and just watch what they're doing and go inside and talk to people and see what that looks like, because that will help them a lot. Like when a driver tells them, I have a problem, we need a pickup number, there are 10 trucks waiting here and there's a line and I need it now, then the dispatcher will know that it's urgent. If a truck driver tells them I need a com check for a lumper, his dispatcher is not gonna let him or her wait for an hour for that com check, for the confirmation number, or whatever they call it in a com check. So a dispatcher needs to know what it is to drive a truck. Now, when we go to the other side, I also think that the driver should know how dispatcher's day is. Usually drivers will know because they will come into your office and they will see what you're doing. So drivers usually know what it is like to be in the office and deal with brokers and deal with all the situations. And it's hectic in a dispatch office where you have a lot of dispatchers and a lot of trucks to cover, and then they will have problems. Like if you can't find a load, someone cancels the load, usual everyday stuff for a dispatcher. It's different for me. Right now I don't have that many trucks, but when my former company, we had about 12 trucks, and that's different. Then that can get hectic. In big companies, you have dispatchers who handle 10 trucks easily, and for them, it's a different kind of story. You have people calling you after work or before work, and it's an unusual job. And drivers have to be aware of that it drains you mentally if you're a dispatcher. Like for the driver, it's only about themselves because, they care about themselves and their load and their truck. For dispatcher, he has to take care of several people. And each one of these drivers, they want same treatment, they want same amount of time, they want you to be 100% or 110% on top of everything that concerns them. But let's say you work with one driver, you're looking for a load, or he has a problem, then another driver calls you, and then another driver calls you, and then they all have problems, and then you forget about the first driver, or you don't have time, you can't manage it all, and it takes time. People will not understand. All drivers will be like, hey, what are you doing? Are you sleeping? Did you forget about it? Sometimes that happens. A dispatcher would forget, but sometimes it's just that they don't have time. So it's hard to please everyone. It's hard to cover everyone and take care of everyone at the same time. It's not an excuse for not doing your job, but sometimes that happens, and the driver is in a bad situation. He has to have a pickup number urgently, or he's waiting for a load. And then on the other side, the dispatcher is having his emergencies that he's trying to deal with. It's no one's fault. It just happens, and everyone has to be understandable about that. Now, if things like that happen all the time, then that's different. If a driver or a dispatcher is impatient, or they're not doing their part of the job, then that's different. Then you would have to talk to them about that, and then take some action. But if this happens occasionally, you can't blame one or the other on that. Everyone just has to understand that we're in the same boat. We are working for the same company, and we are working for the same broker, doing that load. And it's in everyone's interest that the load gets picked up and delivered in a timely and safely manner. If someone is constantly screwing up, then you can take some actions about that. If it happens once in a while, there is no need to yell. There is no need to swear or be impatient. Just wait, and if it's once in a while, it will pass. And then another day will be okay. Another week will be okay, and then there will be a problem. And in this kind of business, or any business, there is always going to be a problem, and we just have to learn to deal with that. It's just that I don't like it when dispatchers are constantly smack talking about drivers, and then because they, to me, it kind of sounds like they don't respect what the drivers are doing. I also don't like it when drivers are doing the same thing, like talking bad about dispatchers, because they are not in the office. They don't know what they had to go through to just find your load, and if they have other things to worry about, then you just have to wait. It's not okay to wait for an hour, but if you have to wait for like 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, then just wait. If the dispatcher does not respond, then talk to their supervisor or to the owner. If it's a small company, try to deal with it and ask for a different dispatcher. Ask to work with someone else if you guys don't work together well. So we just have to remember that we are in the same boat, and then we have to help each other, and we have to respect each other and understand each other. And then I'll see you in the next video. If you like the video, go ahead and like it and share it, and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you around.